Welcome to this incredibly powerful hypnotherapy audio that I created to assist you in really learning and absorbing all of the material that you're going to be learning. It can be used to assist you in absorbing and learning the material that you're going to be learning on this course or any other learning that you're involved in. It's an incredibly powerful and deep hypnotherapy. So be certain to take the time that you need to spend that time being present with yourself, to absorb the words and allow the changes and allow the words to make the changes at the unconscious level. This hypnotherapy audio is going to really serve you. Enjoy. Now, slowly breathe in for a count of 5, and then out for a count of 5. Envision breathing in clean, pure, energized air, and breathing out all tensions, worries, and negativity. You can just let go completely, starting at the top of your head, going all the way down to the tips of your toes. Your scalp is loose, limp, and relaxed. Your forehead is smooth and unwrinkled, just like a baby's. Your eyelids are very, very heavy and relax as all the tiny muscles around your eyes just relax. Your face is soft and smooth, and your jaw relaxes, parting a little. You feel loose, limp, and completely relaxed. Your neck feels relaxed and free, and your shoulders relax completely and free from tension. Your entire torso relaxes now, loose and limp, loose and limp. The relaxation spreads down over your hips, and a pleasurable feeling of relaxation flows down into your legs, through your legs, and into your toes. You feel fine and totally relaxed, free from all outside cares. Now your entire body feels relaxed from the inside to the outside. All tension or worry is gone. You feel only a loose and pleasant sensation of well-being. Now just enjoy the feeling of being totally relaxed and give into it as you breathe deeply and continue to relax. Now, you may or may not know that a man named Milton Erickson is known as the grandfather of hypnotherapy, and he started practicing hypnotherapy in 1920 and practiced almost daily from 1920 to 1980, a period of 60 years, and was seeing between 10, 12, 14 patients a day for 60 years. So I reckon you've either got to get out of the business or learn something. And I figured that he learned something. In fact, I figured that he learned a lot. He learned a lot of the things that I'd like to share with you as best I can, some of my ideas about what Erickson was up to and what he thought and his techniques for producing trance. And Erickson said that trance was about learning how to go into trance. But what if all learning was also about trance? The learning how to go into trance would also be about trance. So just think about that for a moment as we proceed. Now, originally in the history of hypnosis, they would begin by saying, uncross your legs and put your feet flat on the floor, put your hands on your thighs and take a deep breath in. And the client would do that. Well, Erickson had a completely different approach to hypnotherapy. Erickson would many times not even begin to induce trance, but he would simply begin to talk to you conversationally. He'd simply begin to have a conversation with you and with your unconscious mind. He'd simply begin to talk in a way that would allow your mind to begin to make up, inside your mind, the pictures, have feelings, sounds, etc. of what he was talking about. Trance is an everyday occurrence. Watching the TV, for example. Have you ever tried to have a conversation with a child watching their favourite TV show? Good luck with that one, right? Because they're in the TV trance. And then you have the driving trance, which is not unusual at all. Have you ever experienced when you're driving along and all of a sudden you reach your destination, but you have absolutely no recollection of the past 10 to 15 minutes of your journey? And do you remember being in the back of a car, perhaps on a long journey as a kid, and you'd ask your mum or dad, "Are we there yet?" And your mum would say, or your dad might say, "Why don't you count the telephone poles or the cars that go by?" And so you would. And there would go the pole or the car. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. And because you were only a small child, you'd run out of numbers and you'd go 11-3, 24, and the phone poles or the cars would just go whizzing on by. See, trance is a natural state. It happens all the time. My favourite is the elevator trance. Have you ever been in an elevator trance before? It happens when you get in the elevator and the doors close and you look at the numbers and they go up and up. And no one ever faces the back of the elevator, do they? And do you know why they don't? Because they like to watch the numbers, so they stand there and the numbers go 1, 2, 3, 5, and you're going to 6, right? And at 5 the doors open and you get out and go, "Is this 6? So Erickson said that trance was about learning how to go into trance, and of course he had lots of practice, and you'll remember that he practiced it daily for about 6 years, from 1920 to 1980. 12 to 20 patients a day. And he got really, really good at trance. But I don't think you need 60 years to get good. Because now we have modelling techniques and we can learn how he did what he did and really get good at it that way instead. We can actually learn how to go into trance right now if you want to. You see, trance is a naturally occurring state and it happens all of the time. It happens automatically. And it's something that we do normally and naturally, and it begins by simply using your language in a certain way. It begins by simply using your language in a way that your unconscious mind begins to listen carefully to everything I'm going to suggest. Even Erickson in the early days of doing hypnosis would say, uncross your legs and put your hands on your thighs and take a deep breath in and go into trance. He said, but I don't say that anymore because my learning over the years, he said, this in about 1970, so after about 50 years of doing hypnosis and hypnotherapy, he said, my learning over the years was that early on I attempted to direct trance too much. And as I gained more experience, I began to direct less and less. And I began to allow what will happen to happen, which is called utilization. Now, Erickson in his younger days was walking down a street in a town where he lived. He was young and a student, and he was walking down a street, and all of a sudden he heard from over there a big noise, and it was a tremendous noise. And he wondered, what's that? And he thought, I better go inside to find out. And he saw that it said, so-and-so boiler factory. There was a sign. Some of you may have heard this before, but there was a sign, and it said, so-and-so boiler factory. And he said, wow, a boiler factory. I wonder what that noise is coming from inside. I think there's something to learn here inside. So he went across the street and grabbed the door, feeling the tug of the door in his hand, and watched his feet as he stepped across the threshold as he went inside. And when he went inside, the light changed. The door closed behind him and he had to adjust his eyes to the light. Then once he adjusted his eyes, he could see the people. He could see the workers going back and forth and could even notice that they were communicating purposefully. And they were communicating with each other, but he couldn't hear them inside. He couldn't hear a thing, but the noise was tremendous. It was overwhelming. He said, wow, there is definitely something to learn here about how to communicate inside. So he stopped the first worker he saw and he said, I want you to come outside. I want to talk to the boss. Can you ask the boss to come outside? Get me the boss. I need to talk to him. So the boss came outside and he said to the boss, I'd like to sleep here until tomorrow. Can I sleep here? Because I know that there's a lot to learn, but I need to sleep here. And the boss asked why. And Erickson said, because I'm interested in learning to communicate inside. So the boss said, okay. In those days, they must have been very trusting. Things were very different, obviously, back then, but the boss said, okay. So Erickson went home to get his pillow and his blanket, and he came back, and as he walked outside in the street, he could hear that noise again coming from the boiler factory. So he crossed the road. Now, in this type of boiler factory, they were making big boilers. This was before air conditioning and everything was really big. These were big boilers, gigantic in fact. Imagine a boiler as big as 3 or 4 of the rooms that you're in. These workers were using gigantic sheets of steel with rivets along the top, maybe 1 rivet every 2 foot or 2 rivets every 18 inches or 3 rivets every 2 feet, and then rivets all around the side, all the way around, totally riveted. And as he looked, there were these big sheets of steel coming out of the sheets of steel place. And again, he couldn't see until his eyes became accustomed again. And then he could see the workers again moving about and communicating. So he got his pillow and blanket out and he went to a place that was out of the way, and he said, as I laid out my pillow and my blanket to go to sleep that evening. And then he fell asleep. Erickson was always putting himself in situations where you can learn just by being in this situation, he would say to himself. That you can learn just by being in this situation. Erickson was always doing new things to challenge his neurology, to challenge his unconscious mind, to learn things unconsciously. Imagine sleeping in a boiler factory. I think that's what made him so good at going into trance, that willingness to discover new things and new ways of being able to have certain things occur inside. One of the most valuable things he said that he did along the way was to actually sit down at a typewriter, and he wrote out 30 pages of typewritten, single-spaced, narrow margin notes on all the ways he knew how to induce trance. Imagine that, 30 pages, that would be fun to read. And he said that with time he got better and better and better. With time he began to cut them down. He found that he could cut them down and use less and less pages, so he cut them down to 25 and then 20 and then 15 and then 10 and then 9, 8, 7, 6, and then he got down to 5 pages and then 3 and then 2 and then 1 page and then 1 paragraph and then 1 sentence, and then I want you to imagine that you're standing at the top of a heavy wooden staircase. Feel the carpet under your feet. The carpet can be any colour you wish. Create it. Now reach out your hand to touch the handrail and feel the smooth and sturdy polished wooden rail under your hand. You are standing just 10 steps up from the ground floor below you. The stairs are curving very smoothly down to that floor below. In a moment, you are going to walk down the steps, and with each step down, you will become even more relaxed than you've ever been. So take a step down now, down to the 9th step, smoothly and easily. Feel yourself going deeper now. Now down to the 8th step, even deeper still. Now down to the 7th, 6th, even deeper still, even more relaxed. 5, 3. With each step, your body and mind become even more relaxed. 2. Deeper and deeper inside. 1. You are now standing on the floor below. There is a door in front of you, and you reach out your hand to touch the gilded doorknob. You open the door, knowing that on the other side is everything you need in this moment. You are certain and confident of that. As the door opens, you step outside onto the most beautiful private beach you have ever seen. It is dusk outside and the sun is just starting to set. The warmth of the sun is still in the air, though it is comfortable and comforting, taking you even deeper into the feeling of relaxation of the entire experience. In the not too far distance, you can hear the sound of the waves softly lapping the shore. And with each wave caressing the shore, you relax even more and more. The sight of the sky turning pink and burnt orange is breathtaking, and you are so happy about this life that you have created and are continuing to create. It feels so amazing, and you are filled with such a sense of gratitude and grace. The feeling of the soft, fine sand beneath your bare feet feels like warm snow. And you decide to walk to the water's edge and sit on the hammock just there to watch the sun continue to set. You feel safe, and with each step you go deeper and deeper into the relaxation, deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. That's right. Hearing the palm trees rustling gently in the welcome early evening breeze fills your heart with happy memories from past adventures and the longing to create new adventures now and in the future as you continue to create the life of your dreams. You know that this is possible now, and you know that making those memories is a reality. You feel happy and content and so relaxed. As you sit on the hammock, you go deeper and deeper into the relaxation, and as you lie down to take it all in, so relaxed, so happy, you just settle now with the sound of the waves taking you deeper and deeper, and with each wave that caresses the shore, you go deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, safe, happy, relax. You have such a brilliant mind. You realize the capacity, your capacity for human potential, and you know exactly how to tap into that potential that you have. Your unconscious mind knows exactly how to tap into that potential and connect with higher source, so that you are able to make all of the changes that you need to make today and every single day moving forward. You are a radiant being of light, and everything you need is within you. You know that. Some things are already activated and being used. Some things need to be awakened and activated. That is exactly what listening to this audio will help you to do. You have 10 to 10 to the 11th possible neurological connections in your body. And we are now in the process of making those possible neurological connections into actual ones. We're now joining them up. Just imagine those neurological connections that are needed to help you learn and know all of the information that you are learning. Just picture those connections forming and wiring in your brain and body. All of those connections are being created and wired in exactly the way that you need them. All of the things that you need to learn to be successful in what you are learning and studying. All of the things that you want to learn. They are so easy for you to learn. You have everything within you that you need to make this process effortless and easy. You are amazing and you learn so easily. Your brain is so powerful and clever, and it can absorb everything that you are learning about so that you can recall and use it whenever you need to. Your brain is incredible, soaking up all of the information that you are feeding it, and it loves to learn. You love to learn. It just soaks it all up so that it can use it when you need to, and you'll know exactly what to do with this information when you need to use it, because you have such a brilliant mind and your brain is incredible. As you are learning, your brain is learning how to navigate through all of the things it is learning with such ease and in such an effortless way. You feel comfortable learning all of the new things that you're learning. You feel at ease and relaxed with the level of intensity and any changes that you've had to make to your routine so that you can learn what you need to learn and do what you need to do. You are able to make these changes with ease. You adapt, move, pivot as you need to, and it feels second nature to do so. You have a brilliant mind, and you do this with ease. It feels so good, and you feel so in control or in flow, whichever one is needed. You're able to maneuver to that state of being for the most beneficial outcome for you. You can adapt to anything. These new skills and new behaviors that you are learning are so easy for you to learn. Easy, easy, easy. So easy. Your learning capacity is able to easily expand to hold all of this new information and knowledge. It does so in an instant. You feel great and excited about what you are learning and about being able to effectively and efficiently use it with ease. As soon as you learn something, you know that you can and will be able to use it whenever you need to, and will be able to hit the ground running with it, so to speak. You see yourself doing that now. You see yourself using all of the knowledge you're learning in the activities and tasks that you need to use it for, and you see yourself in your mind's eye being able to do it with ease. Anything that was once unfamiliar now in an instant becomes familiar, and you are able to apply it in the correct way and in the correct context. You are amazing. You can do this. You are doing it. See it happening. All of these changes and behaviours are taking effect and being created at the deepest part of your unconscious. Every cell and atom in your body that needs to be involved in this process is getting involved to support you in this journey, and so it is. In a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 10. With each number, you will awaken 1/10 of the way. When you awake, all normal feelings will return to your body and you will feel refreshed and invigorated by your experience of trance. 1. Waking up. 2. Waking up. 3. Waking up. 4. Waking up. 5. Waking up. 6. Waking up. 7. Open your eyes. 8. Waking up. 9 wide awake, 10 wide awake and back in the room.